What's which one?
That one.
That's yellow.
No way. That doesn't look yellow. All the colors are messed up now. They're all messed up.
What's up, everyone? Let's get right to it. Have you ever wondered if the way you see the world is how everyone else sees it? Or like how me and Lola see the world, for example? It's different for you, right? Tell us what you see. So much of how we perceive the world around us has to do with how we see it. And so much of how we see it has to do with how we see color. Take my family, for example. That's me, and that's my brother Conrad. The thing is, he's colorblind, or in proper terms, color deficient. Need proof? Here's a home video of him brushing my bald baby head with what he thinks is his blue brush, but is actually my sister's purple brush, which she quickly calls him out for.
Duck away, Tara! That's my brush!
Hi, Nora.
Ah! It's blue!
Conrad. Cool it. I know what you're doing right now. It's purple.
Okay, yes, my mom did accidentally gaslight him there, but hey, they didn't really figure it out until he was a bit older. Though it shouldn't have been much of a surprise. We know that colorblindness is inherited as a recessive trait on the X chromosome, so most often, mothers will pass along the gene to their son. For example, this is my grandpa. He's color deficient too, which means he passed down the gene to my mom, who then passed it to my brother. Being color deficient doesn't mean you see things black and white. It just means you see less colors than the average person. But what does that look like? And if it's possible for some people to see less colors, does that mean it's also possible to see more? I did some light Googling and found this little sea creature called the mantis shrimp. Apparently this little guy has 12 color receptor cones in their eyes. Us humans, we have 3. Does that mean this tiny shrimp thingy can see a whole spectrum of magic new colors that our brains can't even fathom? That's confusing. I mean, it's basically a tiny alien. And furthermore, what even is color? Light bouncing off of things? How do we know the way you see one color is the same way I see it? Like, how do we know that your Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger is the same as my Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger? Or his Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger? Okay, we know his is probably different. But if something as constant as color is subjective, then what even is the world? This explains why I've spent my entire life in a state of deep existential dread. Yes, that baby is me, questioning my own existence as I plummet through space on a magic rock filled with uncertainty and toaster strudels. But for real, let's get to the bottom of this whole color thing. Meeting up with my brother, going to see what colors he can and can't see.
Blue?
Really?
Purple. Because flowers aren't blue, right?
Some flowers are.
That is yellow?
Yeah,
That looks like an orange.
it's definitely yellow with like a bit of green. Do you see the green in that?
No.
A true orange is the back of your hat.
Yes. That looks like this. This just looks darker. But this is the same.
What about the top of this slide?
Gray.
Color's this?
Red.
Yeah.
And gray.
And gray? Where's the gray on it?
Oh, pink.
Like this part here.
Blue. Pink. Let me say that's purple. I don't know what color that is.
Really?
Green, beige.
Beige.
Orange,
It's green.
green, yellow, white. I don't know what color that is. Red?
That's orange.
Well, I know it's yellow because it's a fire hydrant.
This is not yellow.
Well, I don't know. Green? I don't know.
Okay, we're back. So clearly my brother doesn't see the world the same as someone with, let's say, typical vision. I noticed that he was actually just sort of like memorizing the colors of what certain objects typically are. Like fire hydrants are yellow and flowers are pink, even the position of the stoplight. Okay, we've established my brother sees the world differently, but I want to know why. And I definitely have some investigating to do. So let's get to it. Newton observed that color is not inherent in objects. Rather, the surface of an object reflects some colors and absorbs all others. Okay, I think I remember a Magic School Bus episode about this. It's all coming back to me now.
Light, color, hold it!
What is color blindness? There's no cure, but special glasses can help. Ooh, okay, I've seen these before. I'm gonna get him these glasses. We're gonna test them out. Okay, so after some research, one thing I realized is that color is dense. So dense that there is literally a Color Research Society of Canada. First, we need to understand what is color, or what isn't it? And I know just who to call. The Color Research Society of Canada, obviously. I met up with Dr. Robin Kingsburg to ask some of my burning color questions.
So color is a perception. So we have light that comes into our eye, and our brain essentially construct color. So color exists in our minds. Color is not out there. It's something that people might not understand. There's light out there. Light has different wavelengths, but once it enters our eye, that's when the process of color perception happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this stool isn't blue.
Right.
It becomes blue when our brains interpret it as that.
Exactly.
Butterfly in the sky.
So the way that we perceive color in our eye, we have these three different kinds of cells called cones.
Right.
And they each absorb a different range of wavelengths.
Okay.
So sometimes you might hear them called the red, blue, and green cones.
Yeah.
That's not the best way to talk about them. Some
Okay.
absorb long wavelengths, some absorb middle, and some absorb short. So with people with limited color vision, there are a lot of different variations, and they don't all see it exactly the same way. One thing that can happen is one kind of cone can totally be absent. And then another variation can happen. Instead of a cone being missing, it can be an alternate version of the cone. The wavelengths that he sees are interpreted in a different way.
Robin used the example of an old CD to help break down color. The tiny divots on the CD act like a prism and break the light into its component wavelengths, causing us to see a rainbow. This is called structural color, and the same can be seen on things like butterfly wings and opals. The blue stool, however, has pigment which contains molecules that reflect the blue wavelengths and absorb the others. These are two different ways of experiencing color.
So I told you a little bit about how our cones absorb certain wavelengths, and that's not the whole picture. The color vision is a very complicated process. And so our cones are essentially the front line. They absorb the light that's coming in, but we are always viewing everything in context. So here there's a circle of gray. Is that circle of gray a constant color?
Yeah, that is, this inner circle is fully the same.
Fully the same gray. Okay, I'm just going to separate these two.
It immediately becomes different.
Yes.
It's almost too fast for me to even catch my brain making the change.
Yeah.
Here's a closer look. You can see that the gray circle looks like all one color, but when we separate it, the top half of the circle looks darker. Though the physical color is the same, the minute we change the context around it, the perceptual color shifts. Your brain is literally coding your color experience in real time. I can't decide if that's amazing or absolutely terrifying. Either way, I decided to try out a few more brain experiments. So, Monica, I want you to tell me, are you ready?
Okay.
We're gonna look at some color stuff.
Okay.
What color do you think these strawberries are?
Red.
You think those strawberries are red?
Yeah.
Red.
You see red.
Yeah, I see red.
What if I told you they are actually gray?
No.
What?
They're gray.
Wait, what?
These are gray?
These are gray.
there's no red in this photo at all.
It's true. There's not a single pixel of red on these strawberries. They're actually blue and gray. The photo was created by psychology professor Akiyoshi Kitaoka to show a concept called color constancy. Your brain assumes the strawberries are under blue light, and because it knows strawberries are red, it fills in the blanks for you. So color actually has a lot to do with your past memories and experiences with it. Wild.
So what colors are
It's a
there?
pink shoe.
Pink and what?
Pink and white.
Gray and blue.
I see a pink shoe.
See? I said it's pink too.
This is literally turquoise baby blue, and this is gray.
No,
I saw it.
pink.
What?
You really see it pink and white?
Yeah, it's pink and white.
No, it's gray and blue to me.
Where is it gray? Is this like the dress?
This is exactly
Pull
like
up the
the No,
dress.
it's exactly like the dress. We will.
Pink and no,
We'll
wait,
pull it up
sorry.
the
Where do you?
Yes, the dress that broke the internet in 2015 because we couldn't decide if it was black and blue or white and gold. Similar to the dress, people may see this shoe differently based on their own past experiences with different lighting conditions. This actually sparked researchers to look even further into the role that memory plays in color perception. Pretty cool. Now that I've got a better idea of how color actually works, it's time to try out these glasses on my brother.
Okay. Got the glasses. It's the moment of truth. I'm gonna go find my brother and he's gonna try them on.
Now, it's important to note that we know my brother is either missing one cone or has an altered version of one. So these glasses aren't going to magically change his genetic makeup and allow him to see new colors. But the sharp filters in the lenses may help him differentiate between the colors he can see. Let's test him out.
Just leave them on for a bit.
Yeah,
Just
this one?
Just leave them on. What's which one?
That one.
That's yellow.
No way.
Seriously?
That doesn't look yellow. That looks green. Uh-oh. No, all the colors are messed up now. They're all messed up. What is this?
That's red.
And this is orange?
Yeah.
Oh, this looks brown to me right now. Oh, it definitely changes. This is yellow?
Yeah.
That's not yellow.
Yes, it is.
That's not yellow.
Leave the glasses on.
They just look, everything looks sharper. Okay, stop. These look the same. What color is that? Green? These look both like red. Like this is just a lighter red.
Well, that
This
other
looks
one.
really red. This looks like apple red. This looks like this. But when I, what? Oh my God, this looks green to me right now. This looks green. It's starting to hurt my eyes, to be honest. I like my colors better. Without the glasses. What's that, peach?
Yeah. That is peach. So we walked around for a bit to play around with the glasses, but eventually my brother got tired and thirsty and...
Okay, my eyes are starting to hurt. I can't do this anymore.
So we decided to call it a day. One thing that I found very interesting that my brother said was he was like, I like my colors better. And I was like, huh, of course, because that's the way he's been seeing the world his entire life. And it's not wrong. It's just the way he sees the world. So what did I learn from this other than the fact that we're living in a video game?
Color exists in our minds.
A lot, actually. Turns out color isn't as fixed as we think it is. It's all about context, the bigger picture. It's about your memories and past experiences with objects and people and moments. It's about your genetic makeup, the unique way that your eyes communicate to your brain. And finally, it is your brain. The colors you see are merely messages that your brain has created to give you an experience. So what started as a question about a purple hairbrush became a whole journey of realizing that life is all about perception. And I know we can't say for sure, but I don't think your red Power Ranger is like my red Power Ranger. In fact, maybe it isn't supposed to be. There is no right or wrong way to experience the world. It's just the here and now, and it's all yours.